What's up, everyone? Welcome to another episode of StoryHive On Location Vancouver with beats, eats, and more. I am your host, Kazi. We are broadcasting live right now on the unceded ancestral lands of the Musqueam, the Tsleil-Waututh, and Squamish First Nations. Utmost love and respect to the original stewards and protectors of these lands, these waters. We're also broadcasting right now from MOARRR studio. This episode has been powered by TELUS STORYHIve and our guest today. I'm so excited. We have Kentya, a true community builder in the music industry with over a decade of experience supporting artists and producing events. She's currently the community manager at Music BC and BC co-chair for Advanced Music Canada, where she's actively advocating for and uplifting the Black music community. From her roots as a soul artist to curating stages at Juno Fest, Van Mural Fest, and beyond, Kentya is shaping spaces where culture and community can really thrive, and was recently named a 2026 Rising Leader by Women in Music Canada. Y'all make some noise for Kentya. Wow.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you for being here.
Of course. Thanks for having me.
I've literally been trying to get this one since season 1, if we want to go back to our text message receipts.
For sure.
But you know, all in divine timing.
Yes.
Because you are 128
I'm 128.
of live streams that we've had on this show, which is incredible.
Congrats.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And I also feel like, you know, if we had our conversation earlier, we wouldn't be able to talk about everything that we're about to get into right now. Do you remember the exact time we met or the first moment?
Yeah,
Well-
Thug Mansion.
Okay, I was trying to verify if it was Thug's Mansion.
Yeah, it was.
Shout outs to this era of
Yeah.
house parties with musicians,
Like
and
full bands.
full bands, jam
In many
sessions,
spaces.
multiple rooms,
Multiple rooms.
dancers.
Yeah, everything.
Everything. Halloween parties, my 30th birthday,
Music videos.
music videos.
Yes,
That's right. Shout outs to Zach
Yeah.
and that
Nick.
era.
Yeah, I love it. That was so fun.
And then, you know, you got involved with Music BC.
Yeah. I started there in 2020, actually during COVID.
Okay.
I know, kind of crazy.
We'll get into that.
Yeah,
but
okay.
I want to start, as we do on this show, with your early beginnings.
Okay.
Like your first entry points into music, and where did that all begin with for you?
Yeah, I mean, like in church, I was in a choir in Saskatoon. I wouldn't say it's like my favorite choir, but like I still sang.
Yes.
Well, in elementary, I was in band. High school, I was in band and choir. I mean, my dad always listened to like Motown music, Jackson 5, Whitney Houston. So, I mean, it's kind of his fault that I loved the music I do love. Yeah, so I just feel like I was just always singing and I was always playing my saxophone as well.
What? I never knew you played sax.
I don't now. I think it would hurt my lips too much.
Yeah.
But yeah, I definitely played it for 6 years when I was younger.
So you were a soul artist before stepping into this side of the industry,
Yeah.
supporting artists. How did that chapter shape how you move now?
I mean, I feel like it helps me have the experience that artists, like, you know, having conversation with the artist, I understand it. I didn't get as far as like a lot of artists. Like I didn't tour or anything or leave Vancouver. I mean, I did leave Vancouver, like Vancouver Island and things like that. But it just helped me understand just like what goes on in the artist's head. Yeah, I was in a band for a few years, found that when I went to school here, production school, and that was great. Like I always dreamed of like performing and like actually writing my own original music. I sang a ton of covers, but it's kind of nice knowing that you're able to like release your own stuff and be happy about that. Yeah.
Did you ever feel like you wanted to pursue more as an individual artist or with a band or?
Yeah, like I still crave that side, definitely. Like I want to still be in studios. I want to still write with artists and things like that. Like I love the production side of things, especially like vocal production. I love coming up with melodies and just like helping somebody switch up a sentence a bit or remove words, because sometimes you don't realize like a lot of words go into writing and you just want to remove a bit of that. Yeah.
So do you think there's a future chapter where that will be more pronounced in your life?
I would say if I could go in the studio once a year, I'd be happy. I don't need to go into it like 20 times a year, but I feel like once a year, I just want to fill my cup with some type of songwriting or working with an artist. Or earlier this year with Mikey Jose, he did a one-day choir.
I saw that.
Yeah,
That
and it was like
amazing.
Joyful, which is Sister Act, and I grew up on it, and I already felt like I was like, great, checked off my one thing this year. So yeah, shout out to him because I was actually really happy doing that. That was fun.
I feel like that might be my most watched movie of all time.
Oh, for sure.
'Cause it
that
was-
and Lion King.
That's actually pretty good. I feel like for me it would be D2 Mighty Ducks.
Okay.
But like for whatever reason, the Sister Act 2 was always
best.
playing on channel. Do you remember channel 47?
Mine would be different because I'm from Saskatoon, but
Okay.
it always was on.
Yeah.
Like Whoopi Goldberg, I feel like she like raised me.
Fun fact, I was on the set of The View.
No way.
Yeah, when they in New York. And so I got to
that's
see
so
her. She
fun.
was like right there.
You're like, just don't go on the chalkboard.
Yeah. Total throwback to the scene that happens in Sister Act 2.
Yeah.
If you've never watched it,
You have to watch it.
you have to watch it and go change your life.
Yes.
Oh my God.
I feel like a lot of people could probably relate to Lauryn Hill's story and like having a parent that might not support your music side of things and just like her doing it behind her mom's back and then her mom seeing her perform and actually enjoying. Like, I just feel like so many people relate to that.
Did you have that experience
Yes.
where your
And
parents
sorry
were
if
like,
my parents are watching me. Yes. I just feel like, you know, as an immigrant kid, you're told like, there's a certain path, there's education that you need to follow, which honestly, I agree. Like, it's smart to go get a degree and stuff like that. But sometimes if the heart is calling, you just gotta follow it.
it's true.
Yeah.
It's true. So then now, how did we get into, you know, evolving from pursuing music yourself to now supporting artists and working more on an administrative side, as a community builder side?
Yeah, I mean, with time, like at the school that I went to, I ended up working at it, and then things didn't work out, and then
This was Nimbus. Right.
And then after that, there was just a job opening at Music VC, and then I went for that, and luckily I got it. And again, it was during COVID. But yeah, I feel like you need to network a lot to kind of have these doors open for you. And yeah, it's really nice like to be able to support people, help artists out. There's so many things there. Like, you know, artists need resources. I'm happy to give them.
What's your day-to-day like there, and in what exactly do you do in your role there?
Okay, well, we just finished Soma Fest, so let me just put that one to the side because
Yes.
that was 5 months of like really hard work, and we're really happy with that. But usually, like, I handle the membership, so any members can talk to me about like what resources there are. I run a Jumpstart consultation program where you can have an hour meeting with somebody that's on our list, and you get to have that meeting for free.
Wow.
So you just have to be a BC resident to do it. And there's about 12 consultants, and it's consultants from like everywhere. There's lots in BC as well, but there's some from Toronto. There's a guy there from Australia. There's managers in there, branding consultants.
So the main mandate of Music BC is?
We just have a lot of programs. So we have a travel grant program. We run educational things. We just did Soma Fest, which is like, you know, helping artists perform and things like that, showcasing them, bringing delegates from outside of BC to come and see, also having them speak. We do panels. We do export things. We send artists to Toronto, Montreal, the UK, Americana, like just so many. We run a lot of programs, and we're lucky to be able to have funding from government to be able to do that.
So it's essentially helping build the music industry that exists in British Columbia.
Yeah, it's helping the ecosystem, whether it's an artist or a professional. Yeah, because we'll send managers to places as well. You've gotten a travel grant before, like, you know, a lot of people apply for our travel grants for business or for touring. And some people don't even realize like we have that to offer, especially on the industry side. I feel like a lot of people don't realize like if you have a business trip you're going on, like try to apply for a travel grant. Why not?
Yes.
The best thing that could happen is you get it. The worst thing that can happen is you don't, but still try to go on that trip regardless.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of Music BC. I
Yeah.
am a member, as someone who is a producer in events, a curator within events that involves music artists as well as dance artists, et cetera, et cetera. And honestly, it's one of the only newsletters that I read.
We have a good newsletter.
You have a great newsletter.
Yeah, we
It-
stack it.
Literally, it,
Yeah.
brings awareness of new or like music artists that are in this province that I don't know about, of different genres.
Yeah.
Also just like news, industry news.
Yes.
But definitely for anyone who is looking for funding, those deadlines and grants and the portals when they open up, or what you might be eligible for, or festivals that you could apply for to perform at, and also access the funds to be able to go to said festival to perform.
Yeah.
And actually through that, I've been able to share with a lot of music artist friends that I know these links of like, apply for this festival deadline's coming up, et cetera, et cetera. So, shout outs to you and your team, because that is one of the greatest resources I think that exist here.
The rolling deadlines is nice just because there's about like 10 plus different grants or opportunities that you can apply for, and we'll keep it until the deadline is, right? So like I always tell people, if you don't want to be a member, just sign up anyways for the newsletter.
Yeah.
You also don't need to be a member to access our programs. Like I have to remind people this all the time. Like if you can't afford a membership, just still apply for the program. It doesn't matter. You can still get that free consultation if you want.
Which the membership is only
$60 for the year.
Pretty worth it.
Yeah, definitely. I would say, especially getting a free consultation. Like we gave member discounts all weekend for the Soma Fest and the forum. Other things come up. We'll do a member meetup. We've done a couple things out in Victoria. There's lots of stuff that you can take opportunity and advantage of as a member.
What was Soma Fest about? What was the aim and intention behind this 5 months of hard work that you did?
Yeah, so Soma stands for South Main. I
actually did not know
I know
that.
some people didn't know. So we were supporting venues and businesses in Mount Pleasant area, south of Main, right? So on Friday, we did Heroes Welcome, which is down like Main and 26th. And then we also did Fox Cabaret as our opening. In the daytime, we took over Chillax Studio and Birdhouse. So we did that for Friday and Saturday. Saturday, we did Biltmore, Redgate, Anza Club, and then Chillax Studios. So we had 4 venues that night. Lots of different artists. We had 32 different artists over the weekend. We had people coming from Victoria, Prince George, like Kelowna. We brought a lot of local artists to perform it, and outside of Vancouver as well. So it was really cool. You could have got a wristband as a super fan and just hop around to different venues if you wanted, or you could just buy an individual ticket. But the goal for us is like, we've met so many people outside of Vancouver, and we wanted to bring some of that here. And we wanted these artists to learn from other people that have ran festivals. So we had somebody from Pop Montreal, M for Montreal. We had people from the UK come down. It was just like such a good opportunity for just this industry to learn from each other, to meet each other, to network, to grow. Like we saw so many people with notepads out and stuff and just like writing pages worth of things. Aww. And that was the best. On Friday, we did a mixer and we had Japa Dog as a food truck, like just bringing some staples into Vancouver and just, I don't know. Yeah, it was such a good weekend. Like, honestly, I feel really happy about it. Yeah.
What would you say from, because you've also traveled across other regions in Canada and experienced their music communities, whether it's like Toronto and Montreal, et cetera, like what do you notice within Vancouver and BC that are gaps that you are actively trying to fill?
I mean, there's not really a conference that has happened in Vancouver that is every year. So I think it's just something that Music BC wanted to bring and start, at least Soma Fest. We used to have Let's Hear It. So it kind of bounces off of that.
So and that's no longer?
No, not longer. But we did a songwriting circle and called it the Let's Hear It Songwriting Circle. And that was a nod to Olivia Kwan. And we had 3 amazing artists like perform some songs from an album she worked on. So that was nice. And we'll still keep that title, I'm sure. But with Soma Fest, it's just we lack having music conferences. We lack bringing people together a lot and things like that. We also don't have like these huge companies that Toronto has or New York has and things like that. Like we don't have a TikTok Canada, or like we don't have big Sony offices or Universal Music and things like that. But instead we're just like, let's just bring people here. Like that was the goal, is like, let's just bring it. I think we brought about 20 people from out of town, delegates, to come here and stuff like that. So it was just nice because I feel like a lot of these artists aren't able to always travel to Toronto or other places, and it's hard. It's a financial barrier for a lot of artists. So yeah, we like to keep tickets cheap and affordable. If somebody reached out and said, I can't afford this, I'd be like, here's a ticket. Like it's not about always making money for us. It's always about like helping artists and helping people.
What are you most excited about within our BC music landscape in comparison to these other music communities that are bigger and maybe more saturated.
I feel like the nice thing is a lot of these people that like got to witness Vancouver this weekend, one, our weather and our city, we get to show off regardless. Like the mountains in the background.
We got lucky with the sun.
Yeah, because Thursday was pouring. But like the second the sun's out, it's just like automatically, it's just like all those venues that we chose were very walkable. So like Biltmore to, I don't even know where people are going from Biltmore to Chillax. They're like, that was only a 10-minute walk. It's so close. And it's like, nice. You just saw Biltmore. You just saw Chillax. Now you saw Anza Club. Now you saw Redgate. Like, we have a lot of good DIY spaces. And I feel like it's nice to show that off and show them, like, look how the rooms were packed. So, like, also our Vancouver scene, like, a lot of these people have some really good friends and fans that want to come out and show their support. So it was just nice to be able to do that. I feel like, you know, Vancouver and the music industry itself, it can be a bit difficult to navigate and stuff like that. But I feel like once you meet a good group of friends and like similar musicians, you kind of build like a family, which is nice like that. Yeah.
I love how you talk. You're just so animated and just like invigorating.
Oh, good.
Yeah, you've always been that way.
I know.
What does community mean to you in this music industry context?
I mean, I think for me, it's just supporting one another, showing up for friends. Like, I know a lot of us can be like tapped out and busy and things like that too. But I think, you know, say somebody has this album release, it's like, that's when you see everyone's going to show up and things like that. For me, it's also not hiding any resources.
Gatekeeping.
Yeah, gatekeeping. And that's not even the musician side. Just as an industry, like, it's really important to bring people who are underneath you and like open the doors for them, give them volunteer opportunity, later get them paid and show them like you don't always have to do stuff for free and things like that. I'll have to say like even Christina La like always opened doors for me, but always taught me like do the same thing, you know, teach somebody below you, because if you ever leave, like you want to make sure somebody can take that seat properly. But yeah, I feel like, it's just supporting each other and like making sure your name is being said in other rooms in a great way. Like, you know, making sure I mention you if somebody needs help with a set or like just things like that. Like if there's anyone who needs an MC, I like always actually put your name down, like things like that. So it's just like, not gatekeeping and just like being open to other opportunities for other people.
I love that you mentioned that. It's the each one teach one vibe.
Yeah.
You know, and that like, I also think that we're in a unique position within the West of Canada and in the music industry and music community where Toronto and Montreal are bigger cities. It's more saturated. I got to go to Breakout West thanks to Music BC, Creative BC last year in September of 2025. And I didn't know what to expect because it was the first time of me attending this music conference that is specifically for the West Side of Canada. Yeah. And I was delightfully surprised. Yeah. Like really, it was not this like networky vibe where everyone's trying to get something from each other. It was actually this and maybe it could have been Winnipeg. Shout outs to Winnipeg because y'all held it down as the hosts with the most. Yeah. But like, I really felt this genuine energy from the people I met at Breakout West that they wanted to get to know me and I wanted to get to know them. And it was just so diverse. Like, I thought I was gonna see like kind of like stushy industry folk stuff. And I've been around that vibe before in other cities. And it was just like so refreshing to feel this like humility that existed on the West Side.
I think that's the Western Canada vibe. Like, I think we're really chill people who just want to help each other and be a community. I feel like sometimes maybe people come to Vancouver and expect it to be like, you know, like, I don't know, posh is not the right word, but maybe just a bit too corporate. And it's like, we're just down to earth people. You know what I mean? Like, we're just dealing with rain here, okay? Like, we're just chill.
We're just vitamin D insufficient sometimes.
Like, we're really chill folks. Like, we obviously can have those type of conversations if need be, but I feel like the Western Canada side of things is very laid back.
Yeah, it makes me feel appreciative to be here.
Yeah.
And would you say, I mean, maybe you know, maybe you don't know, but like, is it also because it might not be as competitive for access to resources here than it would be in the East?
That could potentially be it, but even the people that work at the labels here that, you know, are as competitive as anywhere else, like, let's just say, like, those people are really nice to, and you can get along with them. Like, they're just, again, like, I just feel like the more meetings I've been at or the more minglers I've been at and things like that, they're not hard people to talk to. Where I feel like you could go somewhere else that is just not like Western Canada, and you kind of feel like you have to be a bit more proper or like have those serious conversations, or it feels like a bit of a sales pitch.
Yeah, you're trying to prove yourself.
Exactly. Like, I feel like I have to prove myself in some of those rooms where here I'm just like, no, I don't got to do that. Yeah.
Can you tell us a bit more about Advance and your role within Advance, and also the mandate of what Advance is doing in Canada?
Of course, yeah. So I think Advance started in 2021, and I just think they saw a lack of some Black representation in some of these rooms itself, or these meeting rooms and things like that. So they started that, and then once I got to Music BC, Lindsay kind of just told me, hey, there's this thing that started, I think you should look into it. And yeah, so Advance is for Black music professionals across Canada. It's to help the people that are behind the scenes, like myself, or an entertainment lawyer, or the executive director, or like anything that's kind of not the artist, not saying they're not involved, but just everybody else. And it's to make space for us. Like, say you're having a panel and it's about branding. It's like, why is there not a Black person in that seat? Like, we do that stuff too, you know, like things like that. And then what I do in BC is I take care of the programming that happens out here. So there's a career expo that happens every October, November, and I find 4 mentors, and it's kind of like one-on-ones they'll have with people, like almost like speed dating. Yeah. And then it's just a way for more people in the community to meet people that are in those positions. I don't do this alone anymore. I luckily get to do this with Juma, but yeah, so we just got a grant not long ago, and we're going to push out some more programming this year as well. I think what's really important for Vancouver versus Toronto, let's say, is like the people here just like want to network. They just want to be in a room together, and they just want to shake hands and meet other people. I've seen now somebody just got hired recently at SoCan, and it's luckily because she just went to the Career Expo, things like that. So like the goal for me has been like trying to get people jobs, or just like, again, getting people through the door.
This is specifically for people working adjacent to music artists, but not necessarily music artists themselves.
Yeah, but I'm not going to say no to the artists, because so many people are entrepreneurs, and so many people are like self-managing themselves. So there's so much for them to learn. So at the end of the day, it's not like you're not allowed. It's like, no, of course come. Plus also, I've seen now people get booked, artists get booked from other people, things like that. They found people that work at venues, and they now have used their venue. So like everything that like we do, there's always a story that comes out of an event. Yeah.
For anyone who might not know, what do you think are some of the realities that Black artists are navigating here in BC that might not be so obvious?
Yeah, I mean, there's not a lot of industry professionals that are Black in BC. There's a handful of us, and like, even for me, like I've been in this seat now for 4 years. Like my time's about to like come up, but there's not even like, I can't even think of 10 music professionals that are Black women in British Columbia. I can think of many in Toronto, things like that. So sometimes, you know, an artist just wants to relate to somebody that looks like them, understands them, things like that. I've had so many people like come up to me after events being like, I've been looking for this for so long. I've had elders come to these events, like 60 plus, being like, I've never seen this in my life.
Wow.
And they were like, when we started, like in the 80s, like we were fighting against so many other things. Like, it's crazy to see this generation be able to pull this off in a room. But even now, I've seen so many more people kind of do these network things. And it's just like, honestly amazing to see. Whether you're Black, it doesn't matter. It's just like, I think a lot of artists here want to relate to somebody either that looks like them, sounds like them, and just that, yeah.
It's so true, and it matters.
Yeah.
It's the difference of feeling like even psychologically safe in a room.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, right when you had spoken on that, I was just thinking about being in now the experiential design world. I'm starting to build and make connections within that very small and niche industry. And I had participated in an event, like it was like a retreat last year. And everyone was like designing something or contributing something to the retreat.
Yeah.
And so my thing was I was teaching everybody how to do the electric slide to dance, you know, adding
Good
that
job.
element of fun,
Yeah.
which is something that like, you know, Filipinos really embraced thanks to Marcia Griffiths, who's originally from Jamaica and put out that track. And like, you know, that blew up in the US, which also blew up in the Philippines. And that Filipinos love line dancing. Anyway, that's the whole backtrack story of the history of the electric slide. Fast forward, I'm now at this retreat and I'm teaching this non-verbally. I'm just teaching it through dancing. But the whole playlist that I played leading up to it, you know, we've got D'Angelo, we've got Marvin Gaye, we've got Erykah Badu, we got all of this. And at this retreat, I am like the only Asian person. I'm like trying to think. I'm like, I think I was the only Asian person there, but there was also one other person who was Black in that space. And they were living to the music, singing to all the words. And I was like, thank you. Thank you for being here. But
they're also like, thank you for doing that, you know?
Exactly.
It's like you relate to the person that you see in the room.
Exactly. And I had said to them, I was like, I'm so glad you're here because honestly, through doing this activity and sharing it with everyone and that you already knew, I feel very culturally seen and I feel like culturally related to in this moment.
Totally.
And they were like, got you, of course. And it was exactly proving to your point of like, you know, we're navigating these spaces, especially as, you know, trying to move in the professional world.
Totally.
And it's important. There's something about that and the psychological safety of like, oh, okay, I can let my guard down a little bit. I don't have to put on so much because there are other people here who relate to me and relate to my experience.
Totally. I feel like this, and maybe you can agree, but it took a while for me to understand that. Like to
understand which part?
To understand like I need people around me that look like me. You know what I mean? Like being born in Saskatoon, you kind of don't even think this way. You don't even know what microaggressions are. You just take them, and it is what it is, but you just take them.
Yeah.
And then
the uncomfortable laughter, like ha ha ha.
But like that again is like later when I was like, man, that felt really uncomfortable. But it actually took for George Floyd to pass away for me to understand like, oh, I actually like care about a lot of these things. Like I genuinely care about like bringing Black artists up. I genuinely care about making sure if I'm going to curate something that it's pretty BIPOC. Like I care about people that look like me. I care about helping the young Black girl. I care about all these like little things, and I'm sure you feel the same, but it takes a while for, at least for me it took me a while to understand that. Like to understand that's how I felt. I felt weird. I felt weird about those microaggressions. I didn't like it. And then now when people do it, I'm like, am I even laughing with you? Like, you know, things like that. But yeah, now it's like, it's way more important for me. And like when Advance came up, I was like, yeah, of course I want to do that. Like, yes. Like, you need me to run something here and like bring people together? Absolutely. Oh, people that look like me? Even better.
Even better.
Yeah.
Is there anything coming up with Advance that you're really excited about for this coming year?
I mean, we have some programming in mind. There's a couple people now, like somebody's opened up a studio out in New West, and Justin Hicks, he's a Black man, and I know he works with other people as well, but we've just been in talks of like making sure maybe to do something at his space and things like that. Yeah, we'll do some more networking things as well. We'll try to run a mentorship program, and then also the Career Expo always as well. Yeah, we're going to start chatting soon about rolling all that out. We also had a big year last year with the Junos being here.
That's right.
And with Advance, I'm sure you
I went to the party.
Yeah, we had an Advance house. We took about like 30 to 40 young youth, Black youth from like Ethos Lab or Junior BAA to the dress rehearsal of the Junos.
Oh, what?
Just so
I
they
didn't
could,
know that.
yeah, so like they literally saw Michael Bublé like practicing hosting and all this stuff, and it's just showing them the other careers outside of just being the artist. Like it's showing you like the camera people on the floor or just anything that's just a job, you know what I mean? It's showing you could do live sound, like that's a career and things like that. So we did that. We also got to do a conversation with Boy Wonder, who's a producer, and like they got to see him speak, and like just, you know, again, just growing up as a young kid from Jamaica out in Ontario, just things like that. Those stories are just important for young people to hear. Yeah.
Have you seen or heard since then any sort of like follow-up success stories or maybe new paths or things that any of these people who've attended?
I haven't followed up too much. I just know we inspired a ton of kids. Like I've heard from like the instructors and stuff like that, like just, or parents actually, they came to the next thing that we did. So imagine they didn't know about advanced, now they come to the programming of it. So like it's cool that they just have a space for their kids to come to and like just pick our brains and learn from other artists and industry professionals.
I love that. What are some changes that you would want to see within the Canadian music industry?
Just I mean, there are some changes that are really nice now. Even from the label side, there's some labels that are doing some really nice artist-friendly contracts. Because, you know, some people are signing contracts without even knowing what they're signing. They're getting a huge check, not knowing that they owe things back. Where now I've seen like a handful of these labels doing more like a 80-20 split. So 80 goes to the artist, 20 goes to them, which is way better for an artist.
Yeah.
I feel like that's important just because I know some people want to get signed and they want the support, they want the financial support, things like that. But I don't actually know what else I could see. Like I would love more bigger companies to come out to Vancouver and start doing like more workshops and not being afraid of coming here. We have a lot of amazing artists, a lot of big artists that people aren't even aware of. And
why do you think they're afraid to come here?
not afraid to come here. I guess maybe they just don't. I don't know of people being like, oh, I'm going to this workshop put on by blank. Like I don't know that stuff. And they should be coming here, because I feel like Toronto gets it all the time, but that's because they're there, and I totally understand that. But I wish sometimes they would come here.
That is true.
Yeah.
And I mean, I guess it's a marketing decision, right? Like when you don't know or don't think that something exists here, you're not willing to invest in it yet.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, as you were named 2026 Rising Leader by Women in Music Canada, what does that recognition mean to you personally? Did it feel like a moment of reflection, validation, or fuel to keep you going?
A bit of both of validation and to keep going.
Yeah.
This is year 10 for me. So
year 10 of
just being in this industry side of things. Yeah. It was nice. Like it was really nice to be recognized, and whoever nominated me, thank you. And the people in my category, we all won. So all 5 of us got recognized.
Wow.
I need to say that because
who else was there?
Don't put me on the spot.
Okay,
right now.
that's fine. That's fine. You're like, I'm sorry. I forgot. I won.
There was 4 of us, but another one, like I just worked with her for Judo Fest last year, was Katie, and she works for Karis. Okay. And so like she got recognized as well and things like that. So it's all of us are amazing. Like all of us, I mean, you don't need an award to continue to do or get, you know, it helps you be like, thank you for that. It feels really nice. You get to add that to your resume. It's nice because it's a national company as well. So that's always cool. I mean, it helps me know that what I've been doing is good work at the end of the day. Like I enjoy what I do. I love helping people. And it does definitely push you more. Like now I'm like, I do got to hurry on that advanced stuff. Like I just finished Soma Fest. I got to go to the next thing. Like I got to keep building this community. But yeah, it's definitely nice. It feels good. It's nice to be recognized, of course. But I just don't want people to think like you don't need that. Like whatever you're doing is very good. Like keep going. Yeah.
Do you get burnt out, dude? Like how especially working within community, you know, we're not always going to be perfect.
Yeah.
And there's always going to be critique coming from different angles of how people think things should be done. Like how do you maintain this positive energy that we're experiencing of you? And every time I see you and interact with you, it's like that. But also like to stay grounded, to stay humble, and to feel like, okay, I can keep going. I can keep serving my community.
I mean, not everyone's always going to be happy with all these things that the industry brings. Like, you know, sometimes people are like, why don't you guys do this? I'm like, well, because we're doing this. Like, I can't do everything. But yes, I get burnt out. I was so burnt out after this weekend. And not saying like I would do that all over again 100%. It's just I was tired. Like I was so I was exhausted today. Like I was like I think I'm sick, but I think I'm just tired. Definitely like even after Friday, like a full day of thing on Saturday at times I just like would hide in the back and was like I just want to eat my breakfast sandwich for like 5 minutes and just take a moment for 5 minutes. And like I did, but then after it's like you go behind the curtain, you're like I'm back. But it's just like yeah, like Sunday, I don't think I spoke a word till 8 p.m. Like I'm not even kidding. Like I took one phone call for 1 minute.
Yeah.
I did not speak till 8 p.m. I was like, I'm not talking today. I couldn't. Like I genuinely was like, I am tapped out. So yes, you get burnt out. You just need to figure out like how to recharge yourself. Like instantly I'm looking to book a massage. Like I didn't get one in today, but I'm like, I'm booking a massage this week. 100%. Yes. Just like even meal prepping, like I actually cooked this week. I thought I was about to like order out for a few of my meals and I was like, no, I'm gonna meal prep. Just because it just makes me feel better. Like eating a home cooked meal, I can make more of it. The cost, like, you know, just those little
All
things.
Of that.
Yeah. My partner's trying to make me go for walks, but I'm like, hold on, I'll get there. he's like, go for a walk. I'm like, we'll see.
You're like, I'll walk from here to the shower
Literally.
for now.
Yeah, I was like, I made food today.
That's a serious win, actually.
No, I did. Yeah, I'm making food every day pretty much this week.
Are there any other practices that you tap into for yourself to keep you grounded and feel nourished?
Like, this is going to sound, I love the corner of my couch. One, let's just say that. Like, I love a good lay down.
Yes.
A walk is very necessary. I just needed time because I did so much walking. 6 venues. Okay. We were walking. My steps were up. My Apple Watch was like, keep going. I was like, no.
You're like, the walking's not the issue today.
But definitely like getting out there and like, especially if it's a sunny day, it's important for me to like go outside for that walk and see the sun. Like even going to the gym, even if it's 40 minutes, like that's important as well. I wanted to go to the sauna or like go for a hot tub and no.
Ooh, you like sauna cold plunges?
Not cold plunges.
Just the sauna?
Just the hot.
Okay. We should take a meeting. We'll just hang out. Let's go to the sauna.
Okay.
You don't have to do the cold plunging? It's
I can do it. I just was like, no, I just... Yeah.
Where do you go in the city?
No, Hillcrest. I want to go to Hillcrest and just like go to the hot tub.
Oh, yeah. And hang out with all the like grandmas and grandpas, the Vietnamese, the Chinese, the East Indian grandmas and grandpas, all with their gold chains. I actually
probably would keep mine on in there too.
Exactly. I took a meeting, told homie, I was like, yo, let's meet at Hillcrest and use the hot tub. And I'm like, but the attire is like, you must wear one of your chains. Yeah, you must wear gold chain.
I love that.
That's the look for everybody out there.
Yeah.
What would you say is, something that you feel you've gone through that has been really challenging in the leadership roles that you've been in? And how did you overcome?
Well, I'm also a contractor, including at my day job, by the way. So everything I do is like never full-time, let's just say. So even with Music BC, I'm there 25 hours. I did more, obviously, with SomaFest. If I did stuff with Van Mierle Fest before, it's like those were hours and stuff. So sometimes it's figuring out what the next thing is gonna be because you kind of like know in March I always have this project or in the summer I always know I have this thing, but it's like, what's my winter thing? Sometimes it's the not knowing, but knowing it will be okay. You know what I mean? Like I always know like I cover my grounds of whatever I need to do, but sometimes I'm curious to know like who is gonna be the next thing to hire me? Like what's the next company that might call me or send me an email about something? And luckily, like things have popped in, like Junos, or I've done something when B Corp came here and like they needed a curator, or during Christmas, like I got a few people gigs and I got a fee out of that. And so those are always nice. But sometimes I feel like when you're an entrepreneur, it's figuring out what your next thing is. And
oh man, preaching to the choir right now. We're singing to the choir? What's
preach and sing.
Yeah, we had Brandon Wins on the show last week, and we were definitely talking on, essentially being an artist, being a sole proprietor in this city. Like, it's interesting because our parents' generation, they got the full-time jobs, right? Like, that was the era of, like, being offered full-time jobs, benefits.
And you have to take it.
et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah, of course.
Exactly. And now it's like, it's a blessed era where, you know, we could freelance, we could take on multiple contracts. We have options. But at the same time, I also kind of think it's a result of the current economic state where a lot of businesses are like, I don't want to have to deal with paying for CPP and paying for all these deductions for an employee. So it's easier to hire a contractor to not have to be responsible for those things. But like now we've entered a different era where, like you said, it's like we trust that everything's gonna be okay eventually. Like, you know, I'm gonna pay my bills somehow. It somehow always happens. But like, how do you manage being a freelancer, thinking about like, what is the next thing? You know?
Yeah, like especially, you know, we work in worlds that like the same thing will happen in March. The same thing's happening every summer. And we know there's 4 of these events that you can work and things like that. But sometimes that can also be tiring. Sometimes you're just like, I just want something steady. But because of our, like me and our creative brains, we kind of like a lot of different things. Like, you know, you're like, I want to tap in here, I want to tap in here, I want to do this. So I feel like that's why even with Music BC, I'm just lucky that I work there part-time and I have been able to for so long that I know I have that. And that will always like pay and cover what I need. It's just doing all the other things and being able to enjoy those other things too. Because I don't want to take something that I wouldn't like.
That's the thing, is when I look at these full-time jobs that I could apply for, it's like, ooh,
I'd be miserable.
What is the life I'm sacrificing? You know, the lifestyle choice I'm sacrificing for a steady paycheck.
Totally. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It's the catch-22, as they say.
The catch-22. Yeah.
What would a thriving, equitable music ecosystem look like to you?
Oh, wow. I mean, we're lucky in Canada. Like we have grants, we have funding that helps people. It doesn't help everyone because not everyone gets that opportunity. Maybe if there was a bit more, like, you know,
money, you mean?
Yeah, like, I mean, I don't think artists understand, like, Music BC, like, we fight for that funding. Like, you know, we're trying to make sure that this funding stays around. I don't think artists understand, like, how hard that is.
Yeah. Advocating.
We're going to start doing that again next year, is to start advocating and lobbying for this money again. And, like, we need people to write letters. We need people to start to, like, realize, like, if we don't get this, you don't get it either, you know? But maybe if there was just even more money in... I feel like there's certain grants, but I think there could probably be a bit more to help just even an artist. Like even if there was like $500 ones, like little ones, micro grants. I think those would be cool and important to see. It can help artists in little ways. Like even if it's like, go buy a microphone for your house, or like, you know, like easy studio setups, or even for the podcast world to have more artists, to have more media outlets for artists just to be on the internet and things like that, or to help support radio, like, you know, money for radio, so that sticks around, so people get played on the radio, because the radio pays you more than the streaming services. One song pays you way more than 1,000 streams on a service, right? So maybe just like more support in media venues so they don't get shut down.
Yes.
And like having affordable venues for these artists, and those are the ones that typically get shut down because they're kind of DIY spaces.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that would be cool, and I think that would help this industry.
Yeah, I think a lot about like how to shift culture, right? Because we need patrons, we need people who are attending shows and coming out to events. We had Tim Reiner on the show, who's Infidels Jazz. And, you know, even just him making all these shows happen in the city, that's bringing really, I mean, that was the last time I saw you, was at that event at the American. And, you know, a very diverse audience of people who just want to hear live music and be out. Like, I feel like a major part of a thriving ecosystem is a culture that exists within an urban landscape that really appreciates and wants to come out to music events and support music events.
Totally.
You know?
Tim puts on unreal shows. I think he does 40 a month. I'm pretty sure that's what he told me, it was 40.
He said on the bio it was like 800 since Infidels Jazz started. Like, that's nuts, you know?
There's 30 days in a month and he does 40. Like, you know, like that's That's something else.
Yeah.
Like, that's what I mean. Like, give him more funding. Like, make sure those shows continue. Make sure those artists get paid. Like, they're putting on such good shows that you kind of don't really get to see in Vancouver. You know, you see that stuff in like New York and things like that. But like, we saw it's like an outcast jazz band. And you're like, when am I going to ever see this? A D'Angelo one is on Thursday, by the way.
I know.
Just going to say that now.
I wanted to go. I'm doing an interview
It's
here. I know, but Dawn Pemberton, Johnny
That's what I
Tobin,
mean. Like, yeah, that's in my calendar.
I love that for you.
Yeah.
What advice would you want to give to, young people, young artists who are trying to find their place in the industry today, especially coming from here?
Yeah, like there's so many different pieces of advice. Like, get out there, network. Like, don't wait for somebody to go with you to the panel or a friend. Like, sit in that seat alone. So many people go to these things alone. You will meet people. Like, I promise you'll meet people. Go up to the panelists or the people putting it on and just ask, like, how can I reach you? Or if I have any questions, don't be afraid. There's so many resources out there. Like, another one, follow the Music BC newsletter. Like, that's a good way just to even just get tapped into little things. But, like, definitely networking is key. Yeah. And I feel like, again, there's so many pieces of advice, but, like, sometimes artists, you're going to look for a videographer or a photographer or somebody with a studio. Don't be afraid of using your social media to ask that. People always have answers, and hopefully they're not gatekeeping them from you. But definitely networking is very important. That's how you get gigs. That's how you learn about a coffee shop gig. That's how you maybe meet a manager. There's just networking is key.
Is there any artists or music groups or music businesses that you are seeing here that is doing stuff that's really different and exciting and new that you're like, shout outs?
Shout outs, hey? Businesses doing stuff. Ox Exchange is doing some good stuff. They're doing a lot of networking things.
What's
Ox? It's like, they're like, you can have, there's a lot of artists that show up to these events and you actually get to play a song and like everyone kind of gets to hear it. It's a whole networking thing. So I'm going to put on Ox Exchange. They do, I think that's Northern Records, Levy and all those guys. They were doing some stuff at like Please Beverage Co. I think they've used like the Red Bull space before, things like that. I mean, there's a lot of artists I love in general. Like, because I've curated so much, I have like acoustic artists. I always say I keep them in my pocket when I need them. And that's like Connor Nelson, Bukola, Mikey Jose that I keep close. But there's so many artists that I listen to from here and I love. Again, I've been part of Music BC for 5 years. So like I listen to so much music. I do the Spotlight of the Week every week.
You're the one who chooses that?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I love that.
So I'm always choosing new artists that I'm unaware of. And that's even members just submitting their name and stuff. And I listen to it. I'm like, perfect, this works. Like, let's do it. So even I learn a lot from those. I've been doing that for 5 years. So about 50 new artists every year. Or not new, just 50 artists that I highlight. I mean, also Creative BC, I should shout out. They have funding and they sometimes do like grant sessions in person so you can actually learn face to face, but they also do it online, which is helpful. I mean, I might as well say Music BC has an online session soon for the travel grant. I feel like I'm blanking on the spot, but there definitely is a few people putting on stuff. Beat Cave, I should say Beat Cave
cool.
happens.
Yes.
They just did theirs in LA. That's
and Beat Cave is
so it's like a song camp that they do and they bring in industry professionals, song coaches. They just did one in LA and I know some Vancouver people went to that. That's put on with Amber and their business partner and they brought that to Vancouver, so they've been doing that for a couple of years as well. Yeah, and I usually just try to tell people, I'm like, sign up and do it. Sometimes though these things cost money and sometimes it's like invest in yourself. You know what I mean? Like that's the thing. It's like you have to invest in yourself. If you want to make money, you have to spend money. Yeah.
For yourself,
yes.
Especially as someone who's been in the industry for 10 years, been working with Music BC the last 5 years, being someone who's more established, like where do you want to grow? How do you envision for yourself like the next chapter for your own trajectory and journey?
Yeah, I mean, I want my empire to build always.
Speak it out loud, queen.
Yeah, I mean, I would love to eventually have people underneath me working for me.
In what capacity?
I don't know yet. Like, you know, if it's putting on an event and they hire me to do it and I get to hire people below me, great. I know a ton of amazing people. We know a ton of amazing people, I should say. I would love to start consulting for artists and like helping them out. And that's like one-on-one with me versus like another company. Like I would love to have more of those conversations with artists. I mean, I've been doing it for so long that it's like, obviously I would like to get paid to do that.
Yes.
Just because like a lot of people always want your time, but they don't realize it's like you also work too. So it's hard.
Your time is money.
Yeah, exactly. I would just like to start to build my own empire, start to be able to branch off into other cities and help out. I mean, I'm from Saskatoon. Like, I eventually want to go back and be around my family and be able to bring the music community, like build a bit of a music community that I've done here over there, because they already have one. And it's really, again, like it's like that whole community feel, you know, they just did a metal conference and stuff like that's so cool.
A metal?
That's what I'm saying, yes.
That's so cool.
Yeah, like it's just cool. And I would just love to like help some BIPOC people there who don't have resources or have people that look like me. I would love to be there for them and things like that. So yeah, that's kind of where I see myself.
Oh my gosh, I got a bit nervous there. I'm like, wait, how soon are you talking about Saskatoon? Like, as of next year? Like, what?
I don't know yet. I don't know.
So you better appreciate Kentya every time you see her because you never know.
Yeah. I mean, we can do Google Meets, people. You can hire me as a consultant online.
We have the internet.
We don't have to be face-to-face. That's the other thing. We have the internet. Use the internet. I mean, it can be a little scary at times too, but I feel like social media is a big thing as well. But yeah, we have the internet.
Okay, can you believe like an hour has almost passed?
Yeah, that was fast.
Dude.
I love that.
I can't let you go without a rapid fire
Okay.
fun. I feel like you'll be good at this.
I've practiced for Fast Money and Family Feud for so long. So.
Wait, what's Fast Money?
Family Feud's last round. Come on.
Have you actually applied to be
Never.
on
I just
Family
have,
Feud?
Like, no, I'm just ready. Is all I'm saying.
I was just gonna say, I'm like, you could, like,
No,
if you got together with your fam, like, you should.
Yeah.
I know some people who've been on that show with their families.
Well, then you should know Fast Money.
I don't know.
Really?
No, is that part of Family Feud?
Yes, it's the fast round at the end.
Oh, okay.
Help her.
Sorry, I didn't know it was called Fast Money.
Yeah.
Anyways, there's no fast money involved in this.
Yeah, no, I know,
It's just
I know.
your answers and maybe like a snack afterwards from the charcuterie plate. All right, take a deep breath. A song that represents your current season.
Ooh, that's so fun. I mean, Sasha Keeble, why?
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to look that up.
number one.
A song that reminds you of your younger self.
I'm gonna go, like, this is not too young of me, but Fallen Alicia Keys.
Oh, yes. That's a good one. What do you mean not too young of you?
I mean, like, I was not like 5.
Right.
But it's like the song I would sing when people are like, can you sing? And I'm like, I'm gonna turn around and sing this one song.
I remember when it first came out on the radio.
And all her music videos, 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10.
Yeah,
Common,
that era.
Yeah.
Come on now.
Coffee or tea, and where in the city are you getting it?
So I'm an iced coffee girl, so I buy out.
Yes.
I would say JJ Bean because it's closest to me, but I do love tea. Bengal spice tea, but I shouldn't tell you guys that because it'll be gone off the shelf. So good.
Gone off the shelf like at
I'm
every
scared
store.
people are gonna get it. Yeah, Bengal spice.
To me, Bengal spice, I relate that to yoga studio. They always serve that at the yoga
That's
studios.
the best tea.
It's really good.
Yeah, with a Biscoff cookie.
One genre you'll never get tired of.
Is Motown a genre?
Yes.
Then Motown it is.
Is there a genre that people would be surprised to learn that you love?
I mean, I'm not embarrassed by it, but like I love gospel music. I love it, love.
A venue in Vancouver that deserves more love.
I mean, I love Fox Cabaret. So give them love.
What's the name of the bouncer at the front who's been there forever?
I don't know, but I just saw him all weekend. I was Eddie or I don't even know.
I forget his name, but he's always like, hey, babe.
I don't even know if he knows me, but I think he's so good at doing that.
He's so...
Like, you know what I
Exactly,
mean?
yeah.
Like, he's so good.
Okay, an artist from BC people need to know about.
That's not fair.
You could say multiple, other than the ones you already shouted out.
Don't say those ones.
You,
I can't say like Mikey Jose Bucola and like Connor Nelson. There's Boslin, there's Nada, there's Missy D, there's Kimordal. Like, I can keep going, but we'll stop there.
one word to describe the BC music scene right now.
Growing.
A music community event that happens in Van City that really inspires you.
Oh, fun.
Or actually, it doesn't even have to be in Van City, but
I love what Public Disco does. Yeah.
What does community feel like to you in 3 words?
Sharing, caring, and supporting.
Sharing, caring, support.
Yeah.
I love that. Something people misunderstand about working in the music industry.
I mean, it's hard. It's not easy.
People think it's easy. I guess
I don't know.
I guess maybe people get caught up in like the glamour of it. They don't realize.
I think just people will always have opinions about the industry, but you can only do what you can do. So I'm just going to leave it at that.
Like that. If you could time travel to any music era, where are you going?
70s. I'm going to the Soul Train line.
That's right.
I want my afro out, and I just want to be in the fits, and I want to go into the downstairs club and just like black band on the stage, hitting every move possible.
I love that.
Yeah.
One thing you want the industry to do better.
Maybe like put on more events, like the industry, companies itself, put on more things that open doors to people that are not like just on your roster, so more people here can learn from you. Yeah.
That's a good one.
Yeah, because we have a handful of labels here and stuff like that, so I feel like a lot of people can benefit from them.
Something people don't see about your work.
Like how much time I put into it, or like, I don't know, just like all of the work that goes behind it. I think a lot of people see me as like the front face, or like, you know, when they see me, it's like this energy and stuff, but it's like they don't know the amount of time. Like, I think people understand. There's some people, of course, they're like, thank you for everything and stuff, but again, I think some people have opinions of what they want from a certain company or from a person, and they don't realize we're just like a small team, individual team, and all that. So just all the behind the scenes that happens before you put on something big. Yeah.
This is why I tell all them young people, like, go and have the experience of putting on an event.
Yeah.
Even a small one.
Literally.
Just so you can empathize with your community leaders and community organizers with how much it takes.
Yes.
And if anyone thinks y'all are making big monies from throwing an event,
No.
wrong.
And also the communicating. Like, I think sometimes people don't show up and you like did something for... Communicating is key. Answer your emails, look at your emails, and again, answer your emails.
In a timely manner.
Just answer.
You had to be there moment from an event you've worked on.
Really? Just me. Honestly, like maybe Advance House. That was a beast.
As in last year's
Yes,
party?
that was like, you just had to be there.
It's true. You had to be there where they had
There was free
Dank
chicken.
Mart,
Yeah, free chicken. Like just a lot.
Jamaican patties.
Yeah. Photo booth.
The Dank Mart, though, with the
Yeah.
candies and the snacks, the
Like
exotic snacks.
Tim shoes, like all painted up, and like shout out G on all of that. Just so many things. DJs were fire. Yeah.
And the bevies. It was delicious.
Yeah, it was a great time.
A small detail that makes a big difference in a show.
A good team, like, or just an organized team, I would say. Seriously.
Yeah.
After running this weekend, we hired a couple people to run venues and had volunteers at every space. And like, that was the most, like, I don't know, it just felt so smooth just having, I had 7 group chats, but like, I promise you, being able to not have to run to the spaces because people can figure it out, it's the best. Or just having a good like co-partner in work. Like I got to work with Emily for years, and like that was just like so easy to work in venue spaces with her.
Shout outs to Emily.
I know, shout outs to Em.
Aww. Your superpower.
I'd say I work a room pretty well.
My phone would have to agree. I thought it was on silent. You know how to work a room pretty well.
Yeah.
A value you refuse to compromise on.
A value? What's an example?
Of a value you refuse to compromise on? I mean, oh, Kazi, turn off your phone. I guess for me, it would be follow through. Like,
Oh yeah, that's good.
like I refuse to compromise on that in terms of like the people that I really hold close to me, you know, wanting to I'm answering your question for you.
No,
but like,
I feel like that's like mine is kind of that communication thing too. Like it's just like follow through on that. Like communicate properly.
yes.
Tell me if you're gonna be late. Things like that.
Yes.
Because I will call you out.
Yes. The follow through for me is the meaning of like you do what you say.
Yes.
And you say what you do. You know, otherwise you're kind of like not going to be in my inner circle.
Or you're just remembering it for the next thing.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, my last one for you.
Okay.
Something that's been bringing you joy lately.
Aw. Like, honestly, I feel like just with how crazy this weather can be, this is very little, but when the sun comes out, it like can definitely make or break me. Like it's just like it makes me so much more happier. Is like when you walk around the city here and it's like so nice.
And the cherry blossoms are
Like
out.
right now, it's so cute. Yeah, y'all need to come to Vancouver.
Unless you have allergies, it is terrible.
Maybe that's why I'm stuffed up.
That was me last week. I was like, I think I'm developing allergies.
I didn't
Like
realize that.
I was waking up sneezing, my eyes were watering,
yeah.
and I'm like, no, not in the most beautiful season in Van City when the blossoms come out.
I didn't take in why my nose has been so runny lately.
But you're not actually getting full on sick.
No.
So it could be allergies.
Yeah, I think it is. Thank you.
Well,
Thank you.
Kentya, thank you for this.
Oh my gosh, thank you.
This was such a lovely conversation, learning more about your experience within the music industry in BC, all the work that you've been doing and advocating for music artists and, you know, professionals to be able to have a foot in the door, to be able to be part of the table and have a seat at the table.
Yeah.
You know, it's also just been so dope to see you
Thanks.
over all of these
years.
years.
Kinda
Different
crazy.
events, different contexts, parties, and enjoying what we love to enjoy.
We need to dance together.
And
Yeah.
go to the sauna, because now I found out you like the sauna.
Or the gold chain.
Yes. Well, shout outs to everybody who has been tuned in onto the live stream, everyone who's watching the replay after. We appreciate you. Also, big shout outs to Nora Vera Studio for being our studio partner, TELUS STORYHIVE for powering today's episode. If you are an artist or creative, a dancer, a chef, musician, and so on and so forth, and you would like your opportunity to share your story on the show, you can scan the little QR code that's on the edited version of this video, fill out the form, and maybe you shall sit next to me eating all the wonderful treats that we're about to dive into. My name is Kazi. This is Kentya. How can people find you if they want to find you?
Yeah, my Instagram is just my face. Well, let's see if I remember. Kentya and then 2 underscores. But I'm pretty sure if you spell it, you could probably find it. Yeah.
Stay tuned for all the fun things happening with Music BC, with advanced music. This has been StoryHive on Location Vancouver with Beats, Eats, and more.